call Hulaim Layao by Shem Al Shai by Shem Kakwadash. That one is the Apostle Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Hopefully like this tuning in, the brothers pushing this true Shalom. This is a just a final part, so to speak, of the previous video about World War III. Just gonna touch up on a few scriptures. Some just something light to Lord willing edify whoever's tuning in. This is Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. So um up until this point, this World War III is coming up. As we know through wars, it's spears, sticks, swords, shields. Then the gun came out, so boomsticks, cannons, and boomsticks on airplanes, and bombs, carpet bombing, and then napalms and stuff. But now this World War III will be what? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Why? Esau's gonna have these Terminators, right? Fueled by some type of source, right? Gonna have these super vehicles souped up, man. All right. Um, Obviously the nuclear missiles, these heat seeker missiles, all these missiles, mainly these nukes, because that's going to be the ultimate weapon of destruction. And this is prophecy right here, going into mainly World War III, burning in fuel of fire. All right, and that's talking about in a war. And these scriptures are, as you can see, undefeated. Now more into these nuclear missiles is mentioned about these nations shooting missiles on Babylon the Great, the ICBM missiles. I think this is it, Second Ezra's 16th chapter. This is Second Ezra 16th chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, United States of America, and in Asia, mainly the land of Israel. All right. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So this World War III, this societal collapse is around the corner. This is verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai sendeth the plague, and who is he that can drive them away? So what's coming down on the planet Earth will not be avoided. You can't avoid what's coming. All right, no matter what. Now, like I said, all the other brothers, all right, these elites will run to their bunkers and hide out there, but they're gonna be first crop of slaves, fresh first batch of slaves in the kingdom of heaven. So let's keep going. This is verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Now that let's keep going. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. So this is pretty much going into these mainly verse 13 is going to these ICBM missiles that will be shot here on Babylon the Great, and all nations that have missiles will launch them on Babylon the Great. Let's get that. See if I can find it real quick. Let's see, Jeremiah 51st chapter. This Jeremiah 51:3. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigadine, I'm probably butchering that, and spare ye not her young men, destroy her utterly, all her hosts. And that arrows, all right, is talking about these nuclear missiles. And America, like I said, is in the scripture say will get jumped. The America will be jumped, man, by all these nations. They're gonna turn on America, even the EU. They're gonna, and you see it happening now. You see the setup for them to shoot. Now let's get Jeremiah. Let's scroll down a little bit. The verse 14. The Lord of hosts have sworn by himself, saying, surely, actually, no. This is Jeremiah 50th chapter. And 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. So every nation that has nuclear missiles will aim them. This is script. This is the one I wanted, right? Every nation that has nuclear capable, um, nuclear capabilities for weaponry, missiles, will launch them at the United States of America. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh, right? The Lord Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Now, they're going to launch all their nukes. That's why it says in Revelations 200 million nukes um at aimed at Babylon the Great. See if I can get it. See if I can find it. All right, Revelations 9 and 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. So it's going to be 200,000 is 200 million. All right, that because that's how many zeros is that? 3, 6, 7, 8, 8 zeros. That's what 200,000 is. And all those, not 8 zeros. Um, yeah. I was right. 8 zeros. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in a vision, and them that sat on them had breastplates of fire and of jacinth, probably butchering that, and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. All right, and that's just going into how the nuclear missiles have power, man. All right, it's not literally, um, you know, having the head of a lion, man. Because on the head of these nuclear missiles, when a nuclear missile launches, um, the head of it, the main part of the missile that does the destruction is the head. You see what I'm saying? And then the bottom part, the tail, so to speak, is the fuel that propels it forward. And then a big chunk of the missile is after it places itself in orbit, it releases itself, and the head is left, right? And this is verse 19 that pretty much explains what I just said. For their power is in their mouth, right? That's the head, and in their tails, and that's how it the nuclear missiles propels themselves. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And that's right. because it's being compared to a serpent because it leaves a trail as it's moving through the sky, man. And all these nukes are going to be let loose on Babylon the Great. 200 million nukes to completely wipe this place off the map. In the midst of World War III, Yahweh is gonna give his elect men power even before World War III breaks out. You know, we already have power now through this understanding of the scriptures, and we're gonna receive power when Esau comes in like a flood. But in World War III, when Yahweh returns, our power will, is gonna reach new levels. This is First Samuel, the second chapter, in verse 10. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Out of the heavens shall he thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth. He shall give strength unto his king, Yahushai, and exalt the horn of his anointed. All right. So Yahweh, we're going to give power to Yahushai, and Yahushua is going to give power unto the rest of the Israelites. King David, the 144,000, the 12 disciples, the 1/3, the 2/3 will receive power, and that power will be to conquer the planet Earth. And we're going to be conquering the planet Earth even before Yahushua returns, man, to a certain degree, you know. Now let's go into how the nations during World War III are gonna all fight against Yahushua. This is Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. I'm gonna start from verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. This is Esdras. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, Yahushai. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, man. Because Yahushai is coming with that power, man. He's coming with anger, and he's going to be exerting that power, man. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is the sky, because there's waters, you know what I'm saying? Like the atmosphere is water, like it says in Genesis, divide the waters from the waters. Verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So that's just Esdras pretty much showing how massive Yahushai's um chariot is, man. He's coming with that fathership is absolutely massive. Now let's get how Yahushua is gonna come from the east, and his last stop is gonna be here in Babylon the Great, the west. Let's see. Matthew 24:30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man come in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Give me a moment, because it's gonna take a minute scrolling, man. In this World War III, I just seen Russia said they could they're saying that it's likely, there's a likelihood that Russia will start selling their gold, their oil with gold, which will like double the price, I believe, of the oil, or the cost of it, which will hurt current fiat currencies like here in the U.S. And Russia is very likely that Russia will pull that move because the U.S. put sanctions on Russia. Man, that's a nice fu to the Russians, to these Babylonians, man. And one thing that's really gonna shake the world, well, we already shaking the world now with this true understanding of the scriptures, you know, which is a form of spiritual power. And what's really, really gonna shake the world is when brothers start really putting in work out here, man. Like really getting down, man. Flying, manipulating the elements, man. Warping reality. All these things are coming, man. All the, bringing brothers back to life. You know, you got energy flowing around your body like your Trunks or Goku, right? You moving faster than the speed of light. You just flexing. You running on the walls or horizontally, vertically. You permeating through buildings. You're pulling weapons out of thin air, man. You're materializing food, whatever. You know, all those things is coming. And once all these unbelievers, these heathens, especially Edomites, man, when you see Jake pulling off these acts, you're gonna know that they're the men of the Lord. Now you will have some imbeciles out here that maybe probably think it's some demonic shit. You never know what these peasants are thinking. But that power is coming, man. And with that power, we're gonna be able to excel out here, man. This is Matthew 24 and 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even to the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. So Yahweh Shai will be coming from the east to the west when he returns. And he's gonna start cleaning house, man. He's gonna start cleaning house. And once he gets here to Babylon the Great, Isaiah the 63rd chapter, you know, he really gonna start cleaning house, man. These Edomites, man, I think I probably said in one of my other videos, like my last video, but this Edomite couple was saying that they pretty much was like, pretty much they said, um, um they was talking to a brother. I think he was an Israelite. I'm pretty sure he was an Israelite brother. He was talking to this it was, I think it was small hats, man. They were small hatters, and they was saying how they would rather believe a lie pertaining to the scriptures than the truth of the scriptures. So that means, first and foremost, that means this truth is really out here for real, obviously, right? Clearly. And it's so powerful, it's overwhelming people to the point that they're sticking to delusions. They're sticking to delusions. And we finna see where these delusions will get them, because their hope is vain. What was that scripture? Let's get that scripture. Inherited lies. That's a perfect scripture, man. That's right on the money. Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Lord, Yahweh, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. And this real prophecy working in real time with these small hatters being like, yeah, we know they're the Israelites, and yeah, God and Jesus, they're saying that madness is black. And they gotta exaggerate it. But you know what? We're gonna believe our lie because it make us feel comfortable. That's pretty much the mentality of these losers. This is Isaiah the 41st chapter, verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Actually, verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. All right, Romans the ninth chapter, man. All right. Thou, when I have taken from the ends of the earth and called thee from the chief men thereof. So this is end time prophecy right here. And said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. This is I'm gonna skip down to verse 15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains, and beat them small, and and shall make the hills as chaff. So these heathens are gonna be put in a place, man, subservient to the Israelites. This is verse 23. Shew thee the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Yeah, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. Behold, ye are nothing, but your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooseth you. I have raised up one from the north, and he shall come from the rising of the sun. Shall he call upon my name, and he shall come upon princes as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth clay. So Yahushai, the Israelites, so on and so forth, all right, is going to conquer the planet Earth. And the main place that's really going to feel that blunt effect is here in Babylon the Great, where we have received the ultimate shame. And Russia, these Russians is going to pull up on Babylon the Great to target us. And Esau's coming with some stuff. I seen a video, Pete Peterson and David something, I forgot the other dude's name. They was going into the type of technology that Esau has on the back door that he's slowly releasing to the public. And they saying that they have anti-gravity craft that can move the same in underwater, in space, and in in the sky or whatever, right? And he was saying that they have a fuel source that's the size of a basketball that can create more fuel than a whole entire power plant, and so on and so forth. And if it's true or not, we all know that Esau got some super sick technology, super soldiers and terminators in the back end, man, that he's gonna release to fight against the elect, man. It's gonna be a war. It's gonna be a consistent war that lasts who knows how long, man. It could last 5 years. This war can last a year. It could last 6 months. We really don't know. But this war that's coming, which is really already here, from the censorship of the word and these spiritual attacks. But this war will become physical. And when that war becomes physical, let's get it. Isaiah 59:19. Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. So from the east to the west, to the north to the south, Yahweh's name will be feared. The scripture says his name is dreadful among the heathen. That's a cut, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. In the spirit of the Most High, a good example I'll leave off on this with Samson. I think it's Judges, the 15th chapter. Let's see. And keep in mind, like, all these examples of power in the scriptures is not going to compare to the power the elect is going to do out here, man. Even Yahweh Shah himself said it. We'll get that too. This is Judges chapter 15, and Judges 15 and 14. And when he came into Lehi, probably butchering that, man, Salaki, the Philistines shouted against him, and the spirit of Yahweh, all right, like how the spirit of the Lord set up that standard, came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire. So he was radiating that energy so much that it was heating up his body, man. It was so hot that he burnt the rope that was bounded to his body, and his bands loosed from off his hands. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand and took it and slew 1,000 men therewith. And let's scroll down a little bit. Actually, I'm done there. Let's get Yahweh Shah, man. You see, if you gotta have faith, man, because these a lot of Israelites, especially these men in the world that have followed these vain doctrines, they don't really have faith in the Most High. First and foremost, they don't know his real name. They don't, like, they don't know the Most High to begin with. So how can they have faith in something they don't even know and understand and comprehend, man? This is John 14 and 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, verily, verily, I say unto you, you see the red letter there, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So Yahweh Shah, being a mediator for the second covenant, is going to allow us, of course, ultimately with the second covenant being in us, but in this fleshly bodies that we have now, we're going to do things greater than what Yahweh Shah did while he was on the planet Earth, man. Yahweh Shah, the main thing I go to is when he transformed, man. And that's really where you get Goku and all, these transformations in anime and comic books. They get it from the scriptures, man. So we're going to reflect that on the planet Earth. You're going to have brothers out here just straight up transforming. And it's, man, and like, what's going to really make things amazing is when all our haters, man, these heathen, see us in that glory. And they're, you just look at social media, man. Like on Twitter, they showed how many people were, received hate, and it was like 20% LGBTQ, then like 22% the small hatters, and it was like 220% blacks, because Judah Benjamin Levi being a head tribe, you know, received more blunt of that judgment, and that's why Yahweh will save Judah first, like it's mentioned in the scriptures. All right, um, and that power that's coming, man, man, it's gonna be a scary sight with that power, because it's gonna be a scary sight because we're gonna be faced with things that may, intimidate us to a certain degree, man. But guess what? Fearing the Most High, having faith in the Most High will wipe away that fear instantly, man. And little things that you go through now that you ask the Most High for endurance and faith and protection, that's just a build up for that ultimate, affliction or tribulation that you're going to face in the future. Because you never know, man. You could be walking down the street, right? It could be whatever. It could be total chaos, and you're walking down the street, and next thing you see a freaking robot Tyrannosaurus Rex with red eyes just looking at you, and it's breathing plasma or some madness, man, like from the movie Transformers, kind of looking like that, man. Is just blitzing after you, man. Now that's some scary ass shit, man. And in moments like that, that's when your faith is really gonna be put to the test, man. You know, but guess what? The elect are gonna prosper, man, in those situations because they're the true apex predators on the planet Earth. But I'm gonna end that off right there. Shalom.